I'm on. Okay. Hold on.
We're going to unmute.
1 minute. We have to make sure that we're using the right mic.
Camera. Audio K66. Perfect. Yeah, you're in the right ones. Hello, everyone. I will be joining you all shortly in the comment section.
It sounds like it's echoing to me.
Is it? Oh, do you have your echo turned down? That's up.
I don't know. I can't tell. Is that the echo?
Yes.
One?
Echo
Yes.
should be all the way turned down by now.
Okay. Been sick 10 days. Other than that, I'm well. I hope your family unit is doing amazing. What does that mean?
Exo a bit.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, but
If it's a new form of slang, I don't know.
exhibition? What?
Echo. Okay. Hopefully it sounds better now because I had to get a new cable to plug in to do the.
There's things and the things and the stuff and the things. And tech support is here, don't worry.
We had a bit more bugs to, work out.
Yeah, the echo's gone. Cool. Awesome. Hi, Phoenix. Good to see you.
Hey, Phoenix. How you doing? Okay. All right. Had to refresh, but it sounds well. Right on. Good deal. Yeah, the sound was not great on the last two streams. Like, I guess if you have stuff for long enough, you have to replace it eventually. So, and I have an extra cable here just in case. I'd rather be safe than sorry at this point. What are you doing now? What? Okay, I'm trying to. If everything would work with me, that'd be great. That would be wonderful. All right, so straight off the bat, disclaimer: everything I'm going to say in this video is alleged. Mr. Combs has not been convicted of anything yet, but we have the right to talk about things. It's an open public forum. We have the right to address certain things, and that's what we're going to do in this video. I'm going to bring up a lot of names. Some of these names you might be surprised, but you shouldn't be. If you are a survivor of R, CR, SA, any of the things, trigger warning. We're not going to go into a description of the potential crimes. Okay? Diddy's going, listen, if certain things that he's accused of doing turn out to be valid accusations, he's going to have a hard time in prison. I know, listen, ex-sheriff's deputy, I've seen what happens in prisons. It's not good. It's not pretty. It's not anything anyone wants. I don't condone R, but karma's coming. It's knocking on the door, and it's right there. Yes. This right here. Okay, y'all who have been following me for a while know that I normally don't show videos on my streams, but we are going to have to start doing that because one video in particular, I watched it and I was like, oh my God, it's a press conference. And I'm so happy to see this video because it is such a positive thing. So I'm gonna play this video and pause it at points to talk about certain things. For anyone who has not watched any of my streams before, who's never been to my page, I'm an ex-sheriff's deputy out of Orleans Parish Criminal Sheriff's Office. I'm also a former victims advocate. That was my job. And I've also worked in private security for a long time. And I have been in the vicinity of Mr. Combs. I've never worked for him. And for a long time, in fact, for decades, Diddy was a point of conversation among security personnel, staff, people like that for celebrities. Everything we're going to talk about today in this live stream and what we have talked about in former live streams has been talked about before. This is not new. It's not new. Everyone knew, but he was protected and people were scared of him. And they had valid reasons to be scared of him. Okay. How's everybody doing? And I just want to put this out there right now. If you're watching this video and if you're a survivor especially, please have some water on standby and hydrate. And I will, at points, I will pause and say, please hydrate, whatnot. There are things you can do to trigger your positive senses that can help you if you are triggered. I'm a survivor myself, and I use these skills and these tips and tricks to help. Yes, please tap that like button. I appreciate it. So one thing is, triggering your positive senses. Scent. Okay, I have this all over on me. This is liquid amber. This is a combo that I really love. Liquid amber and frankincense. Yep, so I smell good right now. Also, whatever music you find soothing. I know it's going to sound weird, but a lot of people find metal soothing. I do. A fuzzy blanket, a squishmallow, smells, tastes, sight, sound, textures on your skin. These things can help you feel better if you are triggered by something. So at points, I will be like, trigger your positive senses, and that's what I'll mean. All right. All right. So P. Diddy, Mr. Combs. From this point forward, we're going to call him Mr. Combs because he is not convicted. There hasn't even been a trial yet. There are all kinds of investigations going on. There hasn't been a trial yet. Right on. That's not a bad idea. How did you know? How did you know? Oh my God, Skinny Puppy. Don't even get me started. They're so good in concert. Okay. All right. So there's a thing that has been bothering me, and it's been bothering me for a long time. And we're straight off the bat, we're going to talk about this one thing. Give me 1 second. I need to share the yeah. I mean, anyone who knows me for any length of time, if I'm not playing Skinny Puppy, I'm surprised. Or something metal, like Lamb of God or something. Okay. I have to remember how to do all the things. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm a little bit rusty. Okay, here it is. Now, some of you are going to be surprised by these photos, but really you shouldn't be. Okay, here we go. Who are these people? Yeah, sure. What is your go-to metal song? Everybody, what's your go-to metal song? In the chat, please. And don't forget to hit that like button. Who are these people? You got Ashton Kutcher. This is Danny Masterson and Mr. Combs. Look at these photos. And this is over a long span of time. You can see with Ashton Kutcher, his hair changes. He's younger in this photo right here. And I think this one. Up till current. Hold on 1 second. You see all these photos? There are more, okay? There's way more. Now, everybody knew, right? Everybody knew that Danny Masterson and Ashton Kutcher were friends. But did you know that P. Diddy was in that mix? I'm just curious. Okay? There's more. Hold on. We're going to talk about this. Danny Masterson is a serial artist, a convicted serial artist, okay? He's also a member of Scientology, and he was protected by Scientology. He's a serial artist who was protected by Scientology. They intimidated and perpetuated further trauma on the victims to get them to stay silent, to silence them, to keep them from speaking out or going to law enforcement. Yes. Excuse me, I apologize. I do still have a cough, Maki. Can you look in my purse and at one of the side pockets? I have cough drops in there. So Danny Masterson and Ashton Kutcher, everyone knew that they were friends. This is not new information. Ashton Kutcher actually wrote a letter to the judge for Danny Masterson, talking about what a great guy Danny Masterson is. From this point forward, Masterson is going to be called a scumbag because that's what he is, and he is convicted. So scumbag has Ashton Kutcher and Ashton's wife Mila sending letters to the judge, to the court for leniency in his sentencing. Ashton Kutcher had a foundation, the point of which was to help trafficking victims. P. Diddy, the accusations against P. Diddy are what? Trafficking humans for labor and smex. What does it say about Ashton Kutcher that he is so tight friendly with two people who one is convicted and the other has serious allegations that are probably going to end up being in the thousands of victims? Thousands, not thousand, thousands, right? And Ashton Kutcher supposedly is trying to help victims of trafficking. Was he? Now, from everything I can find, it looks like Ashton Kutcher has backed out of that foundation. Rightly so. He shouldn't be doing that anyway. Well, what is he even doing? I now have questions about Ashton Kutcher. Birds of a feather, right? That right there. All of that right there. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. I do apologize. I forgot one thing. Unmute. Okay. All right. So anyone who's a survivor of R or DV knows that when you come out of it, it's dangerous, right? Well, there is a slight problem with that, in that Ashton instigated her to come out of recovery. She was dealing with an alcoholism problem. She was clean. She gets with Ashton. He pushes her to have have some drinks. It's fine. You'll be fine, right? So she drinks. Then she's back in addiction. But I have questions because both Danny Masterson and Sean Combs were known to spike people's drinks. That's part of their MO. Okay. Did she know that she was kissing that 15-year-old boy? She might not even know what she was doing or what was even happening. If Ashton is doing a similar thing, because guess what? There are, in fact, allegations against Ashton as well. So don't be surprised if you see investigations coming up over Ashton too. Right there. Right there. Demi Moore almost lost her family over Ashton because he pushed her to, he basically instigated her to fall off the wagon. And then as soon as she did, he used that to really to victimize her. Because she's an alcoholic, she shouldn't be drinking at all. And he had to have known that. Abuse can come in so many different ways. Abuse can look like, it can look like, oh, they're just a normal couple, whatever. But if you're not in that situation, you don't know what that really is. So a joke, one person joking about something pertaining to their partner could actually be abuse. You just don't know it, the inside joke. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. By the way, hey, how you doing? Okay, so now we get to, I have to re-find it, and they've changed how they do this, so it's just I'm getting back into the flow. Okay. So apparently Ashton Kutcher, Danny Masterson, and P. Diddy, they look like they're pretty tight, huh? They look like they're pretty friendly. Like Diddy was not the kind of person to be walking up and just hugging random people. None of them are really. So give me one sec to set this up, and I'm going to need to know if y'all can hear it or not. This is so different. I'm trying to find, I'm going to put the link for this in the description. There are key points I want to talk about, but I have to find the, okay, I know how to do this on my phone. I don't know how to do this on here, but I think next time I'll have to have a different screen open to make this work the way I want it to. And y'all are going to have to let me know if you can hear this, okay? Because I can't hear it from my end. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay. This works. Can y'all hear this? Shoot, I don't think the sound is coming through.
team as they speak.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
As many of you
hearing
know,
anything. Damn it.
our law firm has been at the forefront of some of the most
Okay, we're gonna have to wait for Maki to get down here. So I can wait. Okay, the sound was coming through. I'm gonna have to listen on here because I'm not hearing it in the headphones because the headphones need to be replaced. Okay, let's get going.
most important litigation in the United States. We like the tough cases. We thrive in the complicated cases. We've handled over the last 25 years some very big and very important cases. I believe that this one may surpass them all. There are many facets to this. The conduct we will describe today occurred over more than 20 years. There are many people and many entities involved. And we're going to follow this evidence wherever it takes us. We will find the silent accomplices. We will expose the enablers who enable this conduct behind closed doors. We will pursue this matter no matter who the evidence implicates. These brave victims who have stepped forward deserve nothing less. The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world.
Okay, so were you guys able to hear that? And there is lag, so it is what it is. It did come on for a second. Yes, okay, good. Okay. I mean, here's hoping not, but here's the thing. He's not lying. There are people in the music industry, the movie industry, you name it, who are very dangerous. One in particular, we're going to do a deep dive on a live stream. Not this one in particular, because this person has an extensive history. It's going to be a lot. But with this, Diddy's tied to so many people who are very powerful, very wealthy, very influential, some of whom are extremely dangerous. Okay. This is a weird way to do this, but here we are. Okay, so let's continue.
The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward. Our team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us with people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. And you should know, to the extent the clients feel comfortable, we all
Over 3,000 victims have reached out to them. They currently have dude, this is no small thing. I don't think besides Larry Nassar and Harvey Weinstein and Cosby and then Epstein, this is going to be the kind of thing that could potentially bring a whole lot of people down. And don't be surprised if some of your favorites are on that list. You might be able to add the lead singer of Rammstein to that list. Do not go backstage at a Rammstein concert. I hope you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. Don't go there, especially if you're an attractive young woman. Mm-mm. Yeah. We haven't got there yet, but yeah. Just bear in mind, I need you to keep in mind, there are going to be victims who have not come forward. There are going to be victims who have not been able to come forward. Because sometimes survivors of DVR, etc., CR, all of that, sometimes they will use substances to numb the pain and to self-medicate, right? Sometimes they don't survive. They would not be able to come forward. They may be too scared to ever come forward. They may not have talked about it ever, right? Okay. Then if you have certain people who just simply can't because it could be career ending, and there are several who I think might be in that category. Youngest so far, right. Phoenix, you don't have to apologize. You chat away, please do. You're fine. You know how we are here, you're fine. Yes, exactly. Okay, so let's continue. I was trying to speed it up, but I can't find it on the desktop.
We also intend to make these individuals available to the authorities, specifically to the FBI. And you should also know a few of them have already been spoken to by the FBI. Now, before we discuss the nature of the claims and claimants themselves, let me comment on the large volume of calls we have received since our first announcement. Even before the indictment of Sean Combs, we had received a small volume of calls and had screened a handful of cases. After the indictment of Sean Combs and the announcement that we were pursuing these claims, the floodgates opened. People who wouldn't otherwise, for a variety of reasons, are now stepping forward to make their voices heard and to pursue justice. But no, most of these people are scared. They fear backlash in their communities. They fear backlash in their own families. They are afraid of retaliation from the perpetrators and their associates. They are rightly afraid for their own personal safety. I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed. Many dirty secrets will be revealed. We know what we are potentially up against. And as is always the case in situations like this, when a celebrity is involved, people can be downright mean and nasty. You would be shocked at the length fans will go, no matter the evidence to the contrary, to defend celebrities they love. I mean, there's a reason for this word fans. They're fanatics. I've personally already been threatened multiple times on social media.
Okay. Let's talk about that for a second. So there was a nightclub incident where Sean Combs, J-Lo, Shine, who was Sean Combs' protege, were all at this club, right? A bunch of other people there. Fight breaks out. Apparently, allegedly, J-Lo had a QQ in her purse. And that was produced, and a woman was shot in the face. She has alleged since that happened that it was Mr. Combs that shot her. She still, if I'm not mistaken, she still has either the whole bullet or bullet fragments still in her face. And she's considering undergoing surgery to have that removed to prove where it came from, where the bullet came from. She has been dealing with online bullying and harassment since that incident happened. But it's not just her, it's everyone who's come out speaking out about Mr. Combs. It's Jaguar Wright, Cat Williams, Cassie, everyone who has had a bad run-in with Mr. Combs has experienced this. So here's the thing. You can be a fan of someone and they can be absolutely horrible. The truth is the truth. If he's doing these things, he needs to be stopped. There's a reason he doesn't have a bond to get out of prison or out of jail. There's a reason. There's a reason he's in the same jail that Epstein was in, which is worrisome, because I want to see a court proceeding take place. I want to see the victims have their day in court and have justice. I don't want to see another Epstein. That's just me. You mean Justin Bieber? Justin Timberlake too. We're going to talk about a lot of things, okay? I don't know what happened with Neil Gaiman, and he's one of my favorite authors. Do I want to know? But the truth doesn't change because I'm a fan of someone's work, right? The truth is the truth. I like Rammstein. I will never go to one of their concerts, and I will never, ever be backstage at a Rammstein show, ever. Do y'all know why? Okay, let's proceed.
When I agreed to pursue this, I expected as much. This isn't my first rodeo. But victims who step forward to have their voices heard should not be subjected to that kind of conduct. They should not be targeted. I want to say this, and I want to be clear about it. Although we are vetting each call as stringently as we can, I always start with a mindset that I believe victims. I believe victims because I understand the tremendous courage it takes to step forward. So if you're watching this, please hear me. If you're out there and you have been victimized, you are not alone. There is a great strength in numbers. You can seek redress. You can obtain justice. We can help you, and we will help you. That being said, as stated, we are vetting every call that we receive. We have had to turn away some. For each, we ask for corroboration. For each, we ask for the identity of witnesses. We also have collected pictures, videos, texts. We check venues, we check dates. We want to corroborate that the claims being made have legitimacy and merit. We have on staff now a former detective from the Major Offenders Unit of Houston Police Department who is helping us vet each claim. We're using our common sense. We're being stringent because as
Okay. Okay. It sounds like they are potentially doing everything they can. In this situation. And kind of, this is unusual. This is weird in a way. Because a lot of the time, especially with a wealthy, powerful man, the law enforcement would just be like, well, you have to have substantial proof. But here's the thing. Allegedly, Mr. Combs had cameras in every room of the spaces, or either hidden or actual like cameras, cell phones, etc., recording this stuff. Maynard from Tool? I've never heard anything about him doing anything weird, and okay, I've signed NDAs, like a lot of NDAs over the years, so there are things I cannot say, but I've never heard anything negative about Maynard. The lead singer of Rammstein's a whole different subject. That is horrific. But as a fan of Tool, Pussifer, and Perfect Circle, if credible accusations came up about Maynard, love the music, will never support that kind of behavior. This is not going multi-state. This might be going multi-country. Multi-state, yes. Multi-state, but multi-country also, because Mr. Combs was a world traveler. So, you know, okay. Now we're going to get to a point where, as a former victims advocate and ex-sheriff's deputy, I'm going to have some really serious things to talk about here in just a minute.
As I said, these are not easy cases. They're very tough. The process is hard, and in some cases, the process is very lengthy. These cases are hard to prove. Many times it's the victim's word against the alleged perpetrator. Each of these victims will no doubt be publicly attacked by the alleged perpetrators, and in some cases, the general public. The feckless and cowardly keyboard warriors love to attack. We know what we're up against. We did not enter this fray blindly. I wish it was my last such fray. I wish this type of behavior wasn't so pervasive, but it is what it is, so we will press on. As I said, our law firms have been retained by 120 individuals at this point to pursue cases in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs. You should know, in this group, it is evenly divided between males and females. There are 60 males and 60 females who have joined us to pursue these claims as plaintiffs. In this group, 62% identify as African American, 30% are white, and the remainder are Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 25 states. The majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida. And I want to focus on the ages of these victims. When we talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1990.
All right. Census. Trigger your positive senses. I'm calling it. Y'all can do that too. Okay. And in the chat, if you feel like you need to call it for positive senses, please do. Please do. Please feel free. This is a safe space for survivors here. All right. Okay. Let's see. international court. This may get Interpol involvement. I mean, they may have some investigations coming up. There could be victims over in Europe or who knows where who would come forward. Now, they might, because Sean Combs is a citizen here in the U.S., they might let the U.S. do their thing. But yeah, that could be. There's no telling. There's no telling. But Europe isn't all that great either. Here's hoping. Here's hoping. This could topple the iceberg of a lot of scumbag P3 videos. Could potentially go down. I hope so. Every single one of them. I mean, that's what this is looking like to me. That's what this is looking like to me. Right there. I wouldn't be surprised, because if Sean Combs had people going out to Detroit and other cities and bringing underage minors, cucumber water. Ooh, that sounds good. Coconut water sounds good too. Yeah, true. I think my cats are doing something weird. I don't know what's happening there. Okay, so let's get going. I might skip the rest of this where this gentleman is speaking, only because I don't want to trigger people. And he goes into some details that I'm not comfortable having. But there's a young lady that I want y'all. Oh, she's amazing. So we're going to skip ahead.
And she has some important words, and I hope you'll pay close attention. I think it's important that you hear from her.
Hello, I'm Carrie Paul with the National Victim Advocate. It's not easy for any survivor to come forward. Our culture doesn't believe survivors. It blames and questions them. Instead of showing support, many choose to enable abusers. The media runs stories asking why it took so long for survivors to come forward, instead of asking what barriers exist. We also don't equip law enforcement with the ability to handle sexual assault crimes. Lack of funding translates to lack of training. We have officers in the field that don't know what to say to a rape victim, and also an alarming amount of backlogged, untested rape kits. Prosecutors are focused on what they can prove in a case, and if so, how to do that at time of trial. Advocates and staff are stretched thin with growing caseloads in the criminal justice system. Most people don't know how the criminal justice works in general. There isn't enough staff or resources to adequately explain the entire process to every victim and survivor. Our culture works against victims and survivors every day, and abusers know this. Abusers work themselves into positions of power, building a public image that is trusted and financially large enough to make people look away. Abusers are unfortunately very skilled at power and control, the foundation of abuse. They seek victims who are vulnerable, such as children, their employees, and their intimate partners, all who see a different version than the public does, all who rely on the abuser in some way. And for those that do come forward and aren't believed, face questions like, are you sure it happened that way? Were you drinking? What were you wearing? All of this creates an environment that enables abusers to continue abusing them and future victims. To the survivors that have come forward despite not being believed at some point in time, your courage is like nothing we have seen before. We thank you for coming forward for yourself and all survivors. And lastly, I want all survivors that are watching this to know we believe you and we support you. Thank you.
I want you now to hear from my co-counsel, Andrew Van Arsdale. We've created a sexual abuse hotline, and I want him to visit with us just a few moments about how that works and the kind of volume of calls.
Okay, so man, fighting with lag is really, really interesting. I have never talked with that young lady, but she's amazing. And I'm thankful for her saying that on a gigantic platform, because everything she said there in this video is true. That's the main reason I'm sharing this video, along with trying to put it out there. How many victims there might be, the victims that are known about right now, even by these, these people right here. They're just the tip of the iceberg. They're just a small portion. They're going to be just a small portion of the full amount of victims. So there's no telling how many victims he might have out there. But it's not just him. Okay, it's the people around him as well. Because he had friends, family, employees, other celebrities joining in. So there are going to be multiple perpetrators and a multitude of victims. All over the country, there are warehouses with our kits stacked in them, and many of those buildings are derelict. Like they don't maintain them. So that means that they are, the roof might have leaks, or the building might be flooded, and all those rape kits are destroyed. Think about that for a second. Thousands upon thousands of our kits. And we'd heard about this years ago, but it's still a thing right now. Now, there have been states and cities that have stepped up and are really trying to get all of that backlog tested appropriately. But there's a lot out there that's just, it's like they don't care. Why? Because, and this is the whole point of me talking about what's going on with these allegations against Mr. Combs. It's almost as if, not just the US, but other countries as well, they have these crimes on the books, okay, pertaining to our SA and all of that. But how often do they actually utilize those crime stats against perpetrators? Because it's so hard to prove. I've seen cases where there was blatant evidence. It was undeniable evidence that an R happened. And the prosecutor's like, well, we don't have enough evidence. What do you need? Do you need 20 people who were there and saw it? Well, there have been situations where there were 20 people there and saw it, and the perpetrator still wasn't brought to justice. It's almost like the US and other countries also don't consider R, even CR, as a real crime. We're going to get into that in another live stream. There's someone who's one of my favorite human beings of all time, and we're going to talk about her. He's 54 years old right now. He was old enough to know what he was doing was wrong when he was a teenager. The allegations go back a long way. These are not new. Yeah, but you're correct. He's old enough to know that what he's doing is wrong. I've heard that is because most NDAs to protect whistleblowers for such cases of criminal activities. An NDA, I have signed, I don't even know how many NDAs, okay? I signed so many NDAs working in security. It's just kind of standard. An NDA cannot protect you. Okay, James, let's say you're going to work security for me and I have you sign an NDA. You signing that NDA will not protect me if I commit a crime. It won't. It can't. Legally speaking, there's federal statute that covers that. And for the company that I worked for, we had an attorney who helped us put together our contracts and all of that. And we were advised, if you see a crime happening, now, if you see a crime that happens and you report it to law enforcement and that person who committed the crime was your client, you could be blacklisted though. So then you're not going to work again. And that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. That's part of how people in these positions of power get away with things. So, okay, so what I heard is true. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many. I used to have all of the copies of all of the NDAs I'd signed, but Katrina wiped all that out. So I don't have any of those copies anymore, but it was a lot. It was a thick file. Okay, so there's more to that video. I'm going to put the link in the description. I don't want to play more of it because I just don't want to catch a strike, but I just want to commend that press conference when she stepped up and started to say, speak out, like just truth as a victim's advocate. I was just gobsmacked. I'm like, oh, thank you so much for saying that. That is so amazing and so awesome. Okay, so from this, there's every chance that you're going to hear about other musicians, actors. There's no telling really, right? There's no telling who all is going to potentially come out in the wash that you might hear about. And these might be people that you really like. But understand, even a person that we really like can be a complete scumbag, right? Like somebody is bringing up Neil Gaiman. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to look it up. That's like a gut punch though, so I get it, right? I get it. But we have to face reality. That's the only way we can fix these problems is if we face these things head on and force the truth out into public. That's why I'm doing these live streams. That's the whole point of me making content, is to talk about actual reality, right? How many of our childhoods will be tarnished? That is a good question. There's no telling. Like somebody brought up Maynard. I've literally never heard anything bad about Maynard, but I don't know. I might not want to say that. Okay. I'll look into Maynard and, ask around. I never heard anything, but that doesn't mean that there isn't something that's gone down. You know what I mean? Because abusers don't abuse everyone they're around. There are some people that will leave alone, right? And then, certain key people that they will target. Now, I'm trying to get to the point of live streaming twice a day. there's an elephant in the room, and we're going to talk about it. Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, Britney Spears. But there's more. So if you read Britney Spears' book, you might have noticed that at a point she was in Las Vegas and she was hanging out with Mr. Combs and some of Mr. Combs' friends. We're going to talk about that because I have questions. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that, Phoenix. Okay, so I don't want this stream to go too long because I do have like bedtime and stuff for baby girl and all of that. Let's see, tomorrow is Thursday. I don't have any meetings tomorrow, but I do Friday. So tomorrow I'm going to try to stream twice in the morning and then in the evening. And tomorrow we're going to move along to some really big names. I'm kind of nervous. I'm actually really nervous about this. I want to get better with all the things before we dive into that. And I think I've done that now. So tomorrow we are going to be talking about, I have so many questions because it's not just famous people. It's also people behind the scenes. And there's one person in particular who's tied into a whole lot of people. And there's a lot of nefarious things with this person. So tomorrow, if I can do it, they might be long live streams, but because they have to be. Because there's so much, it's just a never ending pit of despair, really. So if you wouldn't mind sharing the video, getting the word out there, do all the things. I'm actually actively working on putting together a foundation for DV victims coming out of DV situations. It's not a shelter, it's a sanctuary. It's a whole different thing. So any funds that I raise on any of my social media is going to that. So the more engagement, the better. Commenting in the chat here in the live streams, commenting in the chat, just regular chat, sharing the video, all of the views, all of the engagement, all of it, I'm hoping will translate to funds that will help me to put this foundation together. I don't have a name yet, but I have been actively working on writing up all of the plans and the mission statement, and there's a lot that goes into it. And then I have to file all the paperwork and everything and all of that. So yeah, all the commenting you can do, I would very much appreciate it. Please like the videos, do all the things. That's all you have to do. I may at some point do fundraisers for this, but right now, all you have to do is engagement. That's it. And you can help me put together a sanctuary. I'm putting together a sanctuary because shelters usually have a very limited amount of time that victims have to stay there, like a month or two. And that's not long enough to get back on your financial feet. It's just not. While you are actively in trauma and in shock. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to put together something that will be like every possible resource that is needed. True. All right. Yeah, typos. Listen, gremlins in the computers. It's fine. We understand that. Okay. Now, give me 1 second. How do I get out of this? That is the question. Okay. I don't want to end on a painful note, so we're going to go. I have to go. Give me one sec. We're going to end these videos on a positive note, as positive as I can make it, okay? I'm trying to remember. Wait, am I still? No, I'm not. Okay. Do.
So that.
Yes, I am.
What? I'm going to say bye to everyone.
I'm gonna show a video, like a happy video. I just had to. I had some saved. What?
I want to say bye to everybody.
I swear I muted it, but it didn't mute.
It did.
No, I can hear it still. I can hear you and me talking.
Oh, really? That's weird, because it's on the T66, right?
Why
There
am
is
I-
a bit of a delay, but I mean, yeah, the red light was off. That's weird.
You hear that, right? It was muted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want to say?
Huh?
You want to say?
Give me a second. I'm gonna play a video.
I know. I said, you want to say means I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't speak Spanish like that, though.
Damn, unless.
Okay, this is, give me one sec. I gotta, do. Are you gonna play? Okay, hold on. I have to go over here and share. Okay, I'm getting back into it. Yay. Okay.
انت الصراحه مش شاغلنا بقف على المايك يا زميلي ولما زق بقل منك اشكال تجيب الضغط والصراحه الله يعيننا هتروح على المستشفى يا زميلي ابو الانوار يجنك وانا دم جاي فين كلته انا مكلته بن على المكنه شغال بعين عين
Thank you, Phoenix. I know I meant that before.
سند خد الرجل راح الهند واد مهم ومخي سم وانت يا اسطى مش هتيجي مش هتيجي مش هتيجي مش هتيجي مش هتيجي
I'm a headless body this time, though. You guys get to enjoy the inverse for a change.
Okay. All right. I love her videos, and I just thought I would share them. I bought ice cream. You bought an ice cream machine? Oh, I'm kind of jealous right now.
Nice.
You are so adorable.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Okay. What were you gonna do? You were gonna do something. What were you gonna do?
I'm going to say bye to everybody. Hi. Have a good
You know,
night.
you could have come up in the panel. Oh, I'm gonna start doing panels probably tomorrow soon. So, just so y'all know.
Sorry. My cap got your head that time. I'm sorry.
You did not get my lipstick.
Damn it. Wait, let me try again. Yes.
Oh, right on. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Feel free. The Discord's kind of quiet now, but I kind of want to get more active with it and just, get back into the flow, because I had a really good flow going on for a while, and then Hurricane Ida, that bitch.
I'm going to go join Organization 13. That's a Kingdom Hearts reference.
You are silly.
Have it to work.
All right, y'all. It's been a little, like 5 minutes over an hour. We have bedtime routine. Baby girl has half a day tomorrow of school, but Maki is here, so so we'll be streaming tomorrow. Like I said, Friday I have meetings during the day that might wipe me out. So there's no telling. But seriously, do all the things, like and comment and all of the things. It really will help for this project that I'm working on. as soon as I have a name, I'm gonna like start sharing what I'm doing fully. So yeah, do all the things. I have no idea what's going on out there. Okay, I love y'all. Remember, you have the right to say no. Your no should be respected. No Diddy. Absolutely not. And do not go backstage at a Rammstein concert. Please don't. Okay, love y'all. Bye.